Treat Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
How's your day going?
Going good, thank you, yes.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out them at the blueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Bronco Nation, when I score, Jackson pours. Each game I score a touchdown, head to Jackson's on Monday for a 49-cent fountain drink with Let's Go rewards. And don't forget your free banana, Jackson's. Let's go.
It's the all-wheel drive event at Lithia Ford of Boise. From hunting trips to ski trips to trips to Grandma's house. Nobody does AWD like LFB, Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live is the only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports. And we do it with you. Give us your comments or questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox at speakpipe.com/BNN. BNN broadcasts come from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. Crack open a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. BNN Live is presented by our title sponsor, rowpaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, and our major sponsors, Jackson's, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, Lithia Ford of Boise, and the Blue and Orange Store. Broadcasting from the Sun Cruiser Studios, here's BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Good morning, Bronco Nation. How we doing? Happy Thursday to you here at BroncoNationNews.com. We're in the Sun Cruiser Studios. BJ Rains and our man John Mallory, host of Prater in the Ball Game. You hear him weekdays 3 to 6 on KTIK, The Ticket. And as he spills coffee on his face there, Johnny, we appreciate you for joining us on a Thursday. Had a good basketball game last night. We got a football game in 2 days. A lot going on. How are we?
Man, I was thinking about this on the way in, dude. Like, in 2 days, Boise State's going to play a bowl game. What?
I love it.
You know, I do too. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes covering a team, you want to kind of get into the bowl mode, and that just didn't happen. It was just another week. Is Spencer talking today?
Tomorrow down in LA.
Okay, so we don't get the Thursday. You're right. Okay, so that's the only thing that's been different this week. Basically, they closed practice, but they've done that before. Whether they don't want us to see somebody's not out there, they don't want it to happen, or they're working on stuff, and Spencer's ticked off at BJ for taking a video of the new Sluggo scene concept, right? Like it could be either. So they canceled practice, and it's bowl games, were always the special deal, and they're just not anymore, but at least you usually get some break. But yeah, in 2 days, they're playing a bowl game, and I thought the basketball team looked good last night. They were 13.5-point favorites. They handled it. Thought they played well, played together, played good defense, rebounded the hell out of the basketball. Leon Rice Bowl. So I think Bronco Nation, you guys should be pretty happy right now going into the holiday season. I think your teams are in good spots.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We'll talk plenty of basketball coming up on today's show, but I did want to start with football, Johnny. And actually some news. I don't know if you saw this or not. Not a big surprise, but the LA Bowl is ending after this year. Brett McMurphy had a tweet this morning, the LA Bowl. This will be the last installment of the LA Bowl. If you remember, Johnny, this game started when the Las Vegas Bowl basically kicked out the Mountain West during the last realignment phase. And I think Craig Thompson helped start the LA Bowl as a way to get the champion of the Mountain West into a solid bowl game. And so Jason Eck on our show last week, and we heard some rumblings down at Media Days, mentioned a new bowl game starting in Colorado that might feature the Mountain West against the Pac-12 at the end of next season. Not a huge surprise with bowls going away, Johnny, unfortunately, and these new tie-ins. And we don't know what bowls Boise State's going to be tied to at the Pac-12 moving forward here. But it was a nice bowl, ABC, fun time slot, NFL Stadium, solid bowl. So I guess from that standpoint, I'm a little surprised they couldn't keep it going somehow. But with all these bowls changing and some bowls probably going away, not a huge surprise that the LA Bowl with the Pac-12 and Mountain West splitting up and stuff is heading out after this year.
What the hell's going on with the comments here?
I was trying to stall and not get right into that, but if you want to, I guess we can.
Want to what?
My haircut? Is that what they want to talk about?
Look, does look like a good haircut. BJ, sounds like you're coming down with a cold a little bit.
My son had a cold and he gave it to me, so I am getting a little bit of a cold. Yes, hopefully I'm already on the back end of it here.
I'm reading these comments, and I know my phone was blowing up last night. I catch the post-game show, don't get me wrong, a lot, but not after Duquesne, not on a Wednesday night. But
not when you're on a date.
Not when I'm on a date. Yeah, I'm not going to go home and watch the post-game show, but you guys are freaking funny, man. Look at all these. Ball game is why am I a legend?
Now, Johnny, I just so you know, Johnny, here you go. Here's the photo evidence, but I blurred out your date here. I think that's fair. This is fair to post, right?
Yeah, thank you for blurting that out. For blurring that out. BJ.
There's Johnny with his light blue sport coat right there.
Oh my God, what is, dude?
Sitting in Jeremiah Dickey's seat at the basketball game last night, hand out. Look at this guy. He is.
I look serious. I'm like serious watching that game there. Thank you for not showing anybody's face there.
Look at what was the reasoning behind the sport coat? Let us in on the sport coat for a date.
I don't know what looks cool. I don't know what I'm doing.
How about if you're going as a fan, how about a Boise State basketball shirt, or how about just a generic shirt?
I tried to mix it up. I liked her coat, by the way. No, she didn't have her coat on there. Or maybe she did. She had like this fluffy, poofy Nike coat. It was like a Nike coat. It was sweet.
Now, there are a lot of questions we had last night on the post-game show, and a lot of questions, Johnny, that came into the chat here. First of all, how did you get into the building? Because we did see you had your backpack with you. So, I mean, was this I'm here to quote work, I'm using my credential to get in for free? Did you talk her in for free? How did you guys get into the arena?
Oh, God. My man Bob Beeler hooked me up with his tickets. Okay. I had Bob's seats. That's why hopefully Like you saw me sitting in those other seats. That's not where we were sitting for the entire first half. We were in Beeler's seats. Beeler has 2 tickets to every game. He usually gives them to his wife or whatever. They were available yesterday. I took them. It was kind of a spontaneous, kind of spur of the moment date thing. Let's go to the game. She really likes basketball.
Okay, I feel better about it then. If you got in with legitimate tickets, you didn't use your press pass to get into the building.
I used my press pass to get into the building, but I still had the tickets. I don't want to wait in that line. I like going through the press pass gate. Plus, I'm friends with the security guy there. We talk about books, and she came.
So you talked your way in for your date too.
I did. She went in through the media entrance with me.
Wow.
But at BJ, we were there early. It's fine. I don't think it's a problem. But
okay, so how did you end up?
Her into the arena.
So how'd you end up in the athletic director's seats?
Okay, so we were in Beeler's seats first half. We went down because I was like, it's Jeremiah Dickey's birthday. Yesterday was JD's birthday. And I was like, there he is. I was pointing to her and he's a celebrity in this town, obviously. He's freaking rock star. You're going to love him even more in like 2 minutes. But so I'm like, it's his birthday. So I take a selfie of me and her, and I send it to JD, and I say, happy birthday, man. So I guess he knew by that we were in the building, and we were just hanging. So at halftime, I'm like, hey, let's go down and say happy birthday to him. So we went down there kind of behind the Boise State bench at halftime. We're just kind of hanging and talked to John Anderson and, Joe Nickel and Cody and people. And JD, it's like, you got to get in line to talk to him at halftime. So we didn't get our turn in. So we were just like, she wanted to get a beverage. So we went and got her a beverage. And then all of a sudden we're just kind of standing there, either going to go back to Beeler's seats or find another place to sit. Was definitely not going to go anywhere close to you yahoos. God, you guys, man.
That was smart.
I'm not taking her anywhere near you dudes. But so then Ben, the big security guy, looks like he should be in Sons of Anarchy. Looks like he's in a bike gang. He's got the long hair and the goatee.
Sits right behind the bench there in the corner.
Wears cargo pants. Yeah. And I'm just standing there with her, and I hear like ball game. And I'm like, kind of like, okay, what the hell is this going to be? Who's trying to call me? They obviously see I'm with somebody here. And I'm like, okay, who is it? It's freaking Benny. And he comes up to us, walks all the way over to where we were, not the corner behind Boise State's bench, but the corner by where kind of Matt Boucher sits. And he goes, hey, JD wants you to sit in his seats for the second half. I'm here to escort you and your lovely lady to your seats. And I was like, and BJ, I swear, dude, I played it cool. I was like, kind of like, coolio, like, okay, yeah. And I'm talking to her like, yeah, so we're going to go sit here in the second half. And she's like, well, okay. And then so Benny is walking us to JD's seats, and she taps me on the shoulder, and she goes, who's JD? I'm like, Jeremiah Dickey. And she's like, oh, what? And so they take us to his seats, terrific seats, sitting down, mingling with Lyle Smith folk, shaking hands, having
You're right at home, Johnny.
Watching a great basketball game. They were running away with it and playing really well. A lot of dunks, a lot of excitement. So let me just say this, man. Jeremiah Dickey, thanks, man. He completely hooked that up for me. Like, dude, you want to talk wingmen? Like, JD, I don't know if that's what you were trying to do. I'm not the smartest guy, but I don't know anything else. You probably saw I was there. I was wearing a sports jacket that's not like normal game day attire for me, whether I'm working or not. I'd rather wear a Star Wars t-shirt. Everybody knows that. So he probably noticed. And then maybe he noticed that we were kind of hanging to talk to him, and he didn't get a chance to talk to us because he was busy with more important people. But dude, he pulled that and said, go tell Ballgame and that pretty lady there that they have my seats in the second half, because for whatever reason, JD, he doesn't spend a lot of time at his seats. In the second half, I don't know where he was doing. He had a birthday.
He's glad-handing, talking to people.
Bouncing around. He wasn't using his seats. So they escorted us there. And Jeremiah Dickey, like from here to like here in that situation with her. Like it made me look so much cooler than I am, man. It was all JD. It wasn't anything ball game. It was 100% Jeremiah Dickey. I didn't smuggle my way into those seats. I know you guys are probably thinking I don't know, I was something in my sleeve. No, we were going to go back to Beeler's seats in the second half or find another place. We were having a great time. We just wanted to walk around at halftime. Second half was glorious. And it was a hell of a night. And Jeremiah Dickey, if you're watching, dude, thanks, man. That was a hell of a hookup.
Couple things here, Johnny. First of all, we gave Pearson Carmichael the player of the game last night, the Matt Boucher player of the game on the post-game show.
Yeah.
And we gave Jeremiah Dickey the assist of the game for helping you out last night.
John Stockton. I was Karl Malone. All I had to do was deliver. I just needed the setup from Stockton. Yeah, if I wouldn't, man.
Now, you also, Johnny, you should be lucky that I didn't see where you were sitting until the second half because we tried in the first half to find you. I'm not going to lie, Johnny. I tried to get you guys on the Kiss Cam. I also had informed a security guard. Was there a security guard at some point late in the game that came up to you guys and asked for your tickets or anything?
No. Okay. You were going to do that?
Yeah, we were just having a little fun over there in press row. Me and Greg Frank and Sean Goodwin up there in the top row, kind of the game got out of hand. It was a 20-point game there in the second half. So we're like, let's just mess with ball game a little bit. What can we do?
And that would have been funny. I would have said, honestly, talk to
Would you have gone for the kiss if you were on the Kiss Cam?
Hell yes. Of course.
We were maybe trying to get a celebrity cam, or maybe they say, let's welcome back Max Rice. And then
he was sitting right next to us.
And from KTIK, Johnny Ballgame.
That'd be funny. But yeah, Max Rice was sitting around there having a Coors Light, having a great time watching his team win.
He said you're in great shape, by the way.
Who did?
Max Rice. I texted him and said that because he didn't realize he was sitting so close to you, and I told him he should go over and introduce himself to your girlfriend. And he said, I see him. He's skinny. He's skinny now.
Not funny. Yeah,
we had fun, man. Hey,
the best helps, man. Dude,
and the best part is that you're a good sport about this, and you knew we were going to give you crap for it, and you were cool with that. There's some people in the media, wherever, like that, you wouldn't have fun with it. But like half our post game show, and now here half this show. Now look at the arm here. You got the arm around the seat. Like you look serious in this photo here. Like your sport coat. Like I'm a big Lyle Smith donor. Look at me in these seats. Like you were soaking this in. It looked like.
Yeah, I was, man.
How are the seats too?
Where's the How
are the seats too?
The seats are outstanding. It's a terrific view of the game. It's perfect. And you're right behind Boise State's bench. Look at the bottom left of that pic. That's who Ballgame was rubbing elbows with last night.
Travis Hawks. Wow.
That's Travis Hawks, man.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so go to the other pic where I had my arm around her. That was funny, man. I'm like, I'm talking to her about the difference between man-to-man and zone defense there. Oh gosh, man.
All right, so I do need to read a couple of these comments, though, Johnny. Let's see if you have any responses for us here. This is the most anticipated show in BNN history. Everybody was waiting for this one. Question for Johnny: where did you take his date to eat? Before the game, after the game? Did you go eat anywhere?
Well, we did not eat. I mean, dude, I get off work at 6. The game started at 7. I would have loved to stop at the James on the way, but we just didn't have the time.
Is this how ladies feel watching The Bachelor? Why hasn't Ballgame been on already? Johnny's probably really tired. You tired this morning?
Yeah, I'm a little tired, BJ.
Under on this morning. Breakfast quesadilla. You took your date to Taco Bell. Not even dinner. Breakfast quesadilla. Now,
oh god, the Taco Bell jokes. I gotta admit, you guys are creative, man. I mean,
sources say,
yeah.
Sources say this is not the Genty helmet girl.
No, the Genty helmet girl wasn't even a thing. That was just a nice person I met in the lobby of my building, and Greg Frank thought it was like, oh my god, Johnny Ballgame. Like, wow, look at that game. I was just being nice, telling her about this Ashton Genty helmet. She's a rock girl. for I'll give a plug for Classic Rock, the Eagle here in town, our station, or down the hall.
Yes.
They have these things called Rock Girls, and she's on there. She'll be in the calendar. I don't know which month she is, but I'll let you know when I do. This was not the Rock Girl. The Rock Girl's not my type, man. She's like probably 25 years old. You know, I want a full-fledged woman, BJ. I don't want to date girl.
Now, you come in here wearing the craziest of t-shirts, craziest, video game, whatever t-shirt, and Surf City Bills. It's hard not to notice you're looking sharp today, man. There's no press conference today. There's no work-related thing, and you're wearing one of the nicer shirts you've worn.
I kind of thought there was a Danielson thing today, and I have been, I think, taking the attire to a slightly better level. I'll throw collared shirts on. You guys can go back and look at all my hits. I do have, I'm not going to get too crazy, but I do have San Diego Sports Arena, Jimi Hendrix concert. That's my real getup. That's how I feel. This is just kind of the business side of things. But yeah, so
Chad says
I'm not dressed nice today. Cool. I'm not dressed nice today because I took a lady friend to a basketball game last night.
Brian wants to know if he can borrow the sport coat. Are you returning that to Kohl's today? Did you leave the tag still on it?
Well, I don't get the sports coat. Look, I don't know what looks good. I like this girl. I want to impress her. I want to I don't have a lot of physical tools to bring to the table. So if anything, I can maybe try to look like I'm at least trying to show her that, hey, this means a little something to me, taking you to this game. And I like that coat. I bought it. I won't even say where I bought it, but you know me, I don't have a lot.
I saw the tag was still on it, Johnny. You're going to take it back to Kohl's this morning.
Still on it. It was not. I've worn that blazer a few times. And it's like a light green. Go back to the pic. It's like a turquoise light green. I will say though, she did not comment once on the blazer, not once. And if she did, I was spacing out.
Did she have a dress on too?
Man, she was wearing a cat suit. It's like a onesie all the way up. You know what those things are? Like, it was very nice. She looked good, and she had that Nike poofy coat, and she was wearing a pair of Jordans. Like, she's got mad shoe game. Like, these Jordans I had never seen before. Like, you take them off, and like inside the material's different. It's almost like diamonds or checkered. Maybe some shoe geeks know what I'm talking about, but she had some killer J's on too. Like she's yeah. All
right. We're moving through the comments here.
Move on. Can we talk?
I will. Hey, if people take their time to put a comment in the chat, I'm going to honor it and make sure that we take a quick look at it here. Yes, I did get a haircut. You have a glow this morning, according to Wild Redbeard.
You guys, I have a glow every day. Come on. But yeah, it was a good night.
Ballgame is a legend.
No.
Did you borrow the blazer from JD as well?
No, man. It's my blazer, guys. I have a few nice things. I do have some clothes. This is, I guess, why.
Like, my wife enjoys that you had the your arm around the BNN logo in the picture there.
Thank you for doing that.
Let's see here. Nothing wrong with the sport coat. You look good. Johnny looks like he owns the team. Let's see what else we got.
Like a young, cool, hip hedge fund guy. Oh, that'd be sweet.
We were wondering in press row what the discussion was like in the second half, because once we noticed you over there, we saw the arm around her, we saw the sport coat, we saw you kind of playing it cool. We were kind of wondering, like, how's John's spit game at a basketball game? We were kind of wondering what the conversations were like, but you said you were telling her about man-to-man and zone defense.
I did tell her this. I said, you're going to learn more about the game of basketball watching this game with me than you ever have. And then maybe that was a little arrogant to say, because I meant kind of about this team. Like, I was able to tell her, Drew Fielder was a Georgetown transfer and grew up here. She didn't know the backstories with the players, so I was able to do that. Kobe Carl, here's who he is. Here's these guys. You're kind of pointing out.
Did you show her that you had their phone numbers and stuff too? Or
no, man. Maybe I should have, but no. And then We were talking about just life, love, the pursuit of happiness, watching a basketball game. BJ, you've been on a date to a basketball game before. It's fun, but yeah, they're
asking if JD's seats are better than Bob's.
Way better. Bob's seats are lower level. They're up. It's like row V. And JD's flat out in like the Lyle Smith Society or whatever they call it. Yeah, JD seats are terrific.
Best wingman in Ada County.
I mean, I can't believe he hooked me up like that. That was a really nice thing of him to do. He must have saw it and said,
so
hey,
he walked over to us in the corner of press row, and he said, hey, have you seen Johnny? And I was like, no. And then I said, it looks like he's actually over there in your seats. And I wasn't sure if I was supposed to say that or not, if he knew that you were sitting in his seats. So I was like, it actually looks like he's in your seats. And then he goes, oh, good. He found him. And I was like, wait, what? You know about this?
Because that's why when you texted me like her JD seats, I'm like, how does he know these are JD seats? Because
that's where he always sits. That's not.
Yeah.
I think you may have said that actually.
Did I say I'm in JD?
Johnny's the guy that doesn't, he doesn't want us spending 30 minutes talking about it, but he texts you and says, do you see me? You see me? Like, just so you know that he's over there.
Bullshit. I did not send you that.
Let me see here. Oh, really? At 8:12 last night. See me? ? In JD's section.
No.
That's the text from Johnny Ballgame at 8:12.
No, I didn't. God, we text a lot, BJ. Holy shucks, man.
I got to zoom in so you can't see the rest of it here. I wonder if I can do this.
Believe you. Don't show the rest of whatever's there, BJ. I know what other things we were talking about last night.
See me? Look, here you go, Johnny.
Gotcha.
There it is. You initiated it, so it's on you. There you go. People are really disappointed you didn't go to Taco Bell. How many times did you bring up your fantasy lineup?
Never.
Okay.
Okay, guys, the water's out of this sponge. People are probably.
Did you show her your Max Rice autograph? Somebody said.
No, man. Totally off the rails on this one. It was a good night. Appreciate you guys I'm flattered that everybody gets a kick out of it, man. Hey, I'll talk about fun
this
stuff
is one of the
all
most
day.
anticipated shows we've had in a long time.
That is funny, man. That is funny.
Yes. All right. Now somebody on here did say, Johnny, I got to find one final topic on this because our man, where's it at here? They're a little concerned that how can you, do you have the right credibility? I mean, are you able to objectively give us some hard-hitting analysis about this game? Crash Helm says, I don't know if Johnny was paying enough attention to the basketball game to opine on it.
Okay. Maybe. I think I watched a fair enough amount of this game. Apparently you, Greg, and Goodwin weren't watching much of it either.
Second half, no. I couldn't take my eyes off the date over there. I'm not going to lie.
Off of her?
Yes. Well, I was trying to get you on the kiss cam. I was trying to get security to go ask you for your seats. I was trying to have a little fun over there in the second half.
But no.
Has Prater met her yet?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I think I watched enough of the game. This team, I know they want to rebound. Let's talk about the rebounding. I know I saw that.
Number 2 in the nation now in defensive rebounding.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Because that makes sense. Like they rebounded the ball at a very high level, for Leon and Burns. I mean, if you give people one and done for 95% of their trips, you just do the math on that. I mean, you're limiting attempts, and that's what this team does. They're not ever going to be the most athletically gifted team, maybe even on the floor with who they're playing in many cases, but that doesn't mean you can't win a lot of games and do special things if you play together and know your limitations and play tough defense. Rebounding, you don't need a ton of athletic ability for that. Dennis Rodman was maybe the best rebounder I've ever seen. I would never say Dennis Rodman was an all-American athlete. He wasn't. He was smart. He had enough size that you need. He had the requirements, met the physical requirements, but he didn't jump super high to get rebounds. No one said, oh, Rodman's the best rebounder I've ever seen because of his vertical. He outjumps everybody. No, he knew where the ball was going off the rim because he would study weird stuff like that. So he knew if 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 Reggie Miller misses a shot, 70% of his misses are on the left side of the rim. So every time Reggie Miller shoots, Dennis Rodman is going to the left side of the rim. The other guys aren't. Like, that's rebounding. It's studying. And I'm not saying that Leon has his level of science of rebounding, but I know they do talk about that stuff and study where guys miss. A lot of times they'll miss on the same spot of the rim in most cases, especially from the same spot of the floor. And I think this team does a good job of collectively rebounding. And last night, that was the big thing for me. I'm sure they talked about it on the post game. I didn't realize the stats were that good, but I remember just watching that game thinking, wow, they really rebounded well. And Duquesne had some big guys. You know, at the beginning of the game, I was watching going like, dang, like I didn't have my program, but I bet that guy is a transfer down from somewhere big.
6'10", 260, I think, for their big guy.
You don't have that body typically and not get to play somewhere bigger initially. That body will get you on a higher level bench, but if you don't produce, then you'll go down to the Duquesnes. And I think Duquesne has more than we think. I think LeBron James is that payroll. His best friend of his whole life, Drew Joyce, is the coach of Duquesne. He was in that documentary with LeBron, More Than a Game. And I'm sure LeBron in some capacities helps out with that payroll. It's not the worst A-10 team. Like, they had some athletic talent I saw. Like, they're going to play well on some nights. But, man, Boise State locked up that glass. I was impressed.
Yeah, very impressive. And there's a whole story behind the rebounding, but I mean, David Moats, that used to be his thing, Johnny. David Moats was the rebounding guy. Now that's Matt Charles, the director of operations, that kind of focuses on that. But Leon Rice has a system, man, and defensive rebounding for years has been a huge part of this program. And a big reason why they win a lot of these games, and the toughness and the rebounding. And on every single shot, every single missed shot, every single rebound that's available, they chart what all five guys on the floor do. And you get a plus or a minus points. Like, so you could be the guy furthest away from the ball and you're still getting graded on how you boxed out or what you did on that play in terms of the rebounding. And they have a system and they take it very seriously. And yeah, if I throw it up on the screen here, Johnny, you can see on the Ken Palm numbers right here, the big green at number 2 right there in the middle, offensive rebound percentage, defense. That's Boise State, second in the nation, only giving up offensive rebounds to the opponent 22.6% of the time. So basically 4 out of every 5 shots the opponent takes, Boise State's going to grab the rebound. And it's kind of common sense, but when you can not give up second chance points, not give up second possessions, Johnny, one and done 4 out of 5 times, that's going to pay off over the course of a 40-minute game.
Yep, and this team has a blueprint for how it gets to NCAA tournaments. And those numbers are exactly where they want to be.
Yeah, look at the defense up there. 24th in the nation right now in defense.
And heading into league play, it's exactly what you want. Okay, we've shown that we can defend the heck out of the ball. Let's take this attitude. Let's take this tenacity into league play, and let's see if we can be the best team. I'll tell you this. I don't think this is a crazy prediction, but the best defensive team in the league this year will make the tournament, right? I think you could say in most leagues, non-one bid leagues, but in most leagues, the best defensive team in the league is in the dance somehow, some way. That's an easier recipe to win. And Leon, it does a really good job with that. Yeah, look at those defensive numbers, BJ. That's really, really impressive. Teams are having a hard time scoring 70 on this team. 70.
Well, Duquesne's lowest was 83, Johnny, this season. 83 was their season low, and Boise State held them to 64.
More impressive was Butler, though, dude. Butler, I thought Boise State was going to get smoked by Butler. I was almost kind of like weary to watch that game because I thought it was going to be embarrassing, and I didn't want you to go on your post-game show and the comments to say Leon has to be fired and everybody's tuned out already. Uh-oh, I don't care. Like, and then they defended Butler like that. And look at Butler's resume before Boise State, what they had been playing well. Butler's best scorers, Boise State took them out of the game. I mean, yeah, I think it just sucks you got that Hawaii Pacific thing there. But if you just would have found a way to beat them by 1 point, like if Dylan Andrews just would have drove to the basket instead of settling for a 3, which isn't really his strong suit, at least now that I can see. I mean, I don't know if he made a shot last night. if they win that game, this is a totally different thing. But you know what it is, and they're playing really good ball right now. St. Mary's, I don't know how they are this year. I'm going to watch some of them hopefully tonight. But what do you know about St. Mary's?
Well, I'll just go right here to the net ranking. St. Mary's is 17th, Johnny, 1-7, 17th in the country in the net ranking. By the way, somebody says they already have projected score and win-loss. Yes, that's what KenPom does. KenPom takes all the analytics and projects forward. And if you look here at the projected game on Sunday, Johnny, St. Mary's 69, Boise State 68. And then you look at the projected games here. It has Boise State losing at San Diego State by 3, at New Mexico by 1, at Utah State by 5, at Colorado State by 2, but that's it. And it projects overall in the aggregate 13-7 in conference. I think it'll be a little better than that. 21-10 is what they have for the season total here. But you do look at St. Mary's, Johnny. St. Mary's comes in at number 33 at KenPom. They haven't played a great schedule. They did beat David Moats in Virginia Tech, but did just beat Davidson. They did lose pretty badly to Vanderbilt. But overall, St. Mary's 33rd at KenPom, but number 17 in the net rankings. Third year in a row. Can't believe they agreed to go back to St. Mary, back to Idaho Falls again, but not up on Sunday, Johnny.
Because no one will play them either. Like they're in the same boat as Boise State. Like that's the only girl that's willing to dance with you. So I mean, hey, you want to have some fun too. By the way, on the KenPom number, it says AC game, and then for Boise State's resume, it says a semi-home game, meaning the arena. Does that mean Boise State gets less credit because it's a semi-home game? Zoom that in. Like, what's that mean? Just as the location? I mean, Boise State, this is a 3-hour drive.
And there's not going to be much of a crowd there, unfortunately.
No, but if you go on the East Coast and you go to New York and you drive 4 hours any direction, you're never going to call that a semi-home game or a semi-away game. I know it's in the state, but still geographically speaking, or even as the crow flies, like that's a longer distance. That's funny. I don't think that should be taken away. Like
it doesn't matter for the net. I know the net, it's just a true neutral, but I think KenPom has a small factor in there for some. I don't know. But a final thing, Johnny, on basketball, just overall, man, like that's the Butler game, this game, and how, I mean, do you feel like, I know everyone, the Hawaii Pacific game is going to be what it is. It'll be there all season. But I mean, do you feel like this team is, ascending in the right direction and getting better, what a typical Leon Rice team does? And if they find a way to win on Sunday, Johnny, you win on Sunday, your whole non-conference schedule, it just has a much different feel to it.
Oh, hell yes. If you get out of this non-con with a win on St. Mary's, you're thinking, okay, I don't know if it's you're shooting a birdie in the non-con, but you're not shooting a bogey or a double bogey. I think you're shooting a par in the non-con. Okay, that's cool. We saved par. Now let's look at the conference play, and I don't know if it's up. I don't know if it's down. That's kind of night to night. The Mountain West has had some really nice wins and some very embarrassing wins in the non-con. So going into the league, I think you look at Boise State and say, okay, can you finish in the top 3? Because I would imagine typically, I know it does look a little worse this year, but it'll be a 3-bid league. If you finish in the top 3, you got a pretty good chance. This team last year was one NBA player named Nick Clifford away from going to its 4th straight trip. They made the Mountain West championship game. They battled Colorado State. They would have set themselves up a little better had Nick Clifford not came to Extra Mile Arena and put on the show he did last year and then followed it up. Sadly, that Colorado State team last year was like a team of Mountain West destiny, man, in that tournament. Nick Clifford was playing at a different level. Had that not been the case, Boise State goes, finish in the top 3, top 4 in the league, get to Vegas, win a couple games, and maybe you put yourself in a position. But that said, you lose a couple games you shouldn't. I mean, you didn't shoot a birdie in the non-con, in my opinion, so you don't have much wiggle room. You're going to have to shoot a birdie in conference play, BJ, and even that resume out.
I will say the Mountain West has looked better lately. I mean, last night, New Mexico got a big win over VCU, so the numbers are improving a little bit for the Mountain West. So,
agree.
We'll see. Should be fun on Sunday.
Overnight. Butler was big for the Mountain West.
No,
big time. True road win against a team with those numbers you were saying. Is that the best win for the Mountain West, or did San Diego State beat Oregon?
No, not in terms of net and Ken Palm and all that. I think VCU last night actually losing, New Mexico over VCU. It's very close to Boise State Butler. That was a big win for them last night. All right, Johnny, I do want to get your thoughts on the football game. We're 2 games away. In 30 seconds, we'll talk Boise State football.
Get ready. Jackson's 12 Days of Giving is
Stop in each day from December 12th to the 23rd for a free item with Let's Go rewards.
They're giving everything from energy drinks and candy to jerky sticks and more. Happy holidays.
Let's go! And don't forget, Johnny, Taco Bell. I know we joke about them, but 83 points last night. Boise State scored 83 points. And by the way, my voice, like throughout the show, just continues to get worse. I don't know what.
Take some cold medicine, man. You gotta heal up.
83 points last night got everybody a free taco. So if you went to the game last night and you actually do have a ticket, take Bob Beeler's ticket, Johnny, and show it to a Treasure Valley Taco Bell location today, and you get a free taco. Since the Broncos scored 83 points. So get out to Taco Bell if you were at the game last night and do that courtesy of our friends, the Nicolaisons and the SON Management Group. 83 points gets you a free taco at Taco Bell. Johnny, we are 2 days away from the LA Bowl, man. You mentioned kind of right into game week, just go right into the game, not 3 weeks to hype it up. How you feeling about this game, this matchup 2 days away?
I know, 2 days away. And do we put a lot of pressure on Spencer here? Boise State has not defeated a Power 5 opponent since Power 4 opponent since Florida State. 2019, BJ, you were there. And Tusty, get out of here. You don't get to say BYU. They were not in the Power 5 when they went down there and won. They were an independent, and I wouldn't put them in the same independent neighborhood as Notre Dame. So stop that. This team hasn't had one of those wins.
So what is it, 0-9?
I think that's what Prater said yesterday. He kept track of that pretty well. But Florida State, how freaking long was that? Hank Bachmeier has kids now. Like that was a long time ago. In this program, you guys know it. That's what made this thing. We'll beat you, and you don't want to face us. We don't have what you have, but we're smarter than you, and you're not going to be able to stop our schemes. And we're going to get good enough athletically where we're still going to be able to beat you. Might not have the depth, but a one-game scenario, or remember Chris Peterson was a genius at the week 1 massive opponent. You give Pete and his staff a whole summer to prep for someone back then when you didn't have turnover, same coaches, same players, maybe a couple transfers, right? And you give them that. Like, this program was built on beating those teams. And the fan base took more pride in that than maybe anything else that this program did. And that doesn't happen anymore. They don't beat the big names anymore. You know, they beat the big teams that BJ says are great in Ken Palm. You know, when BJ has to tell you how good a team is, like VCU in basketball. You know, the fans need UCLA, even though UCLA sucks. They want that opponent, and Spencer hasn't done that. Penn State, Washington, right, BJ? Or Washington coming up. Penn State, Oregon last year, Notre Dame. Like, Spencer hasn't defeated a Power 4 opponent, and this is going to be a really tough game with Washington. Maybe Jed Fish will leave tomorrow and go to Michigan, and Spencer will get, and Washington will be in, discombobulated a little bit. But I mean, I don't know how much pressure I put on them. I know it's a bowl game. They're not the biggest things in the world anymore, but dude, they're
also 8.5-point underdogs. Like,
yeah, I know. Yeah. So, I mean, but I know that's your get out of jail free card if they do lose, because they are massive underdogs, but they were underdogs to Oklahoma, man. They were underdogs in all those other games, man. And they still won. They still won those games, but I just, for this program to be able to beat one of those teams, BJ, their next 3 games, Washington, Oregon, Memphis. Be nice to get this one.
No doubt.
I got a question for you. We talked about this 5:00 on Idaho Sports Talk yesterday. How will the narrative of Maddox Madsen be this offseason if he plays well? They win. He's MVP of the LA Bowl. How's the narrative in the offseason? Are people laying off him a little bit versus he sucks? He has a bad doggy game. He's throwing the ball all over the place and it's not working and he's limping and they lose 47-11. What's the narrative of the offseason of the quarterback if that's the case? So I think it's big for the offseason to well in this game as well.
For him and also for Nate Potter. What's the narrative on Nate Potter if he calls a great game and schemes it up and they beat Washington compared to earlier this season when we saw the 22 straight run plays against San Diego State. So there's a lot on this for a lot of people. And you're right about Spencer. I mean, UCLA was his first one interim, I guess had just been named the head coach, but that's still kind of, you're 2 weeks into your tenure there. But
CJ Tiller, I know.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of get out of jail cards you can give him. I get it.
But I agree. I mean, the schedule doesn't get any easier here in Oregon next season. And are you when the bowl game propels you into the offseason kind of guy? And you're talking about maybe more individual than team. But I mean, obviously, if you win this game and get to 10 wins, that'll certainly, I think, help the momentum all offseason.
Yeah, I think it does more for the fans, to be honest, winning a bowl game. Players don't know anything about the humanitarian bowl win 26 years ago, but Cottage Cheese does. And Cottage Cheese is happy with that. He's happy that they beat Seneca Wallace in Iowa State, and that means something to him, winning a bowl game. The players don't care about that, but fans do. And I think if you can win this bowl game, beat the University of Washington, and put that logo there and celebrate it, I think it propels you into the offseason as a fan, right? Yeah, Tottage knows. Like, fans care about this more than players. I think players you heard Matt Lauder last week. God, please give us the LA Bowl. I want to win the Mountain West Championship so I can play in the LA Bowl so we can get out of here and I can actually have a Christmas for once. And I agree. We want Christmas too. This is great for everybody. Cottage Cheese likes this bowl game. He gets to celebrate Christmas with his family. It's just it works for everybody. But I think it propels you. BJ, where'd we go? I think it propels you going into the offseason. Definitely. What are we doing, BJ? Did we lose BJ Rains? What should I do with this? I got BNN all to myself. I'll answer any question you want about BJ right now. Put it in the chat. Everything is fair game. What do you want to know about BJ? He's thrown me under the bus enough. Let's destroy him. How much does he pay me? Enough to make me still kind of want to do it. I guess. Sport coat. Yeah, pay me big bucks. It's not a ton, but it's enough to at least get me to come and still do it. It's not for free. I would not do this for free. Hell no. BJ's biggest weakness probably is self. I think BJ's biggest weakness is BJ. I think BJ kind of gets in his own way too many times. And a lot of BJ's problems are caused by BJ.
I am back here. I am back.
I'm coming. The most intoxicated I've seen BJ. Couple.
Hey.
Let me just say Vegas. That's and off the clock, Vegas, friends and family hanging out. I've seen BJ get after it. Not nasty stuff, just booze. Yeah. But I've seen him stumbling, like really stumbling when he walks. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And his wife said he was cute. His wife's like, oh, he's so cute. I'm like, dang, man, that's a good woman. The guy's a drunk yahoo stumbling, and his wife is laughing, calling him cute.
In the other room. Come on now.
Karen, you remember saying that? It was on Fremont Street. He was wearing one of his hats. He had a drink that was 3 feet tall.
Now I know it's not me.
He looked like Cousin Eddie. He looked like Cousin Eddie from Christmas Vacation, and he was just hammer. Is Karen in here?
I've never once had one of those long drinks. So now I know you're full of crap. But yeah, my laptop died, Johnny. So hey, appreciate you, Johnny, for jumping on. Any final thoughts on the game? Do you think they win or not?
I got the Huskies. And I kind of assume the worst, hope for the best. And that's like, we're going to have to talk about it. You're going to have to, Prater and I, we're going to have to. And if about an off season where I don't want to have to convince the fans to root for their team. Kind of ticks me off that I think I have to do that sometimes. But I don't know if the fans are just going to let this one go. They let the UCLA one go, didn't you? You guys didn't, bitch and moan when they lost to UCLA, and you shouldn't have. But this one, do you? I don't know. Or can they win? Yeah, they can win. They got to play well. But they can beat Washington. But they are 8.5-point dogs. And Washington, everybody I've talked to, we got Brock Heward coming on at 5 p.m. on KTIK. He knows that program really, really well, and he's a really smart guy. There's my tease. Brock Heward, 5 p.m., telling you everything you need to know about the LA Bowl tonight on IST.
Well, appreciate you for jumping on, Johnny. Thanks for being a good sport with the date. A lot of questions kept coming in. They're wondering if you're taking her to Idaho Falls for the game on Sunday.
I'm not going to Idaho Falls. We are hanging this weekend, though, so looking forward to it.
All right, Johnny. Well, appreciate you. I will join you guys at 4:15 tomorrow from LA. I will be heading to LA this afternoon. But Johnny, appreciate you as always, man. And we'll talk to you later.
You guys are great. Thanks for being a good sport.
We love Johnny. You're the great sport. We always appreciate Johnny coming on. And yeah, sorry about that. My laptop died. I don't have the typical audio here as well. So we're gonna end this thing. One of those fails on my part. Laptop died and didn't have the right battery plugged back in. So thanks, guys, for checking out the show. I'm heading to LA today. We'll be live tomorrow morning from Los Angeles on a Friday edition of BNN Live with Mike Prater. Full coverage of the press conference tomorrow. Hopefully getting a chance to interview Rob Gronkowski tomorrow as well. And then we'll have the game on Saturday and then getting over to Idaho Falls on Sunday. So appreciate all of you guys for checking us out. Go subscribe if you can. And again, BroncoNationNews.com. You can subscribe, 50% off our rate right now. Go support all of our great sponsors, many of which you see on the screen here. And I did a bad job of telling you about them and thanking them. So please support all of our great sponsors that you see on the screen. And we appreciate them for their support of Bronco Nation News. And as always, take a photo of yourself, post it to social media of you having a Sun Cruiser, and tag us, and we'll enter you in a drawing to win a cool prize pack at the end of the month. And hope we see some of you on Saturday. Nathan Carroll, some of our former coaches, players, still ironing out the lineup, but live pregame show, live postgame show from Uncle Bob's Pizza on Saturday. They're going to have discounted food, discounted drinks, a halftime raffle. They'll have the sound on the TVs. Big screen TVs. They have an arcade for the kids. So if you're looking for a spot to watch the game on Saturday, tremendous pizza, tremendous atmosphere. Come on out to Uncle Bob's Pizza on Saturday for Boise State and Washington in the LA Bowl. That'll be Saturday at 6 o'clock. Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian. Join BNN for the watch party there. So appreciate you guys. I'm going to go see if I can get some hot tea or something for my voice here. And we will see you in LA this afternoon. Boise State, Washington, big couple days coming up. We got you covered. Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com. Take care, everybody.